Get ready with me for work while I tell you guys the story of how I found out my ex-boyfriend was cheating on me. Okay, so this was back in high school. I was like 17 and it was my first ever like real relationship. And when I tell you guys, I was like so in love with this man. Like I was so in love with this man. I had wanted to date him like the last 2 years of high school, and when we finally got together, it was like all the aligned. So he had an ex-girlfriend. We'll call her Anna. Him and Anna still talked like when we got together, and it made me feel some type of way. And one night when I went over to his house, I stayed like 30 minutes later than I normally do, and I noticed that she was calling him, and I was like, excuse me, what is this? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it, like, we're just friends. So the next day at school, I get my best friend, and I'm like, hey, we need to figure out how the we're gonna go through this guy's phone because I have a feeling he's talking to his ex-girlfriend still. Which, like, obviously they were talking because she was calling his phone, but I was just suspicious it was more than that. So I come up with this whole elaborate lie that, like, my phone wasn't connecting to the internet, and I was like, oh, babe, like, I need to borrow your phone during first period because we have to do something for class. So he gave me his phone because he was stupid. So like 15 minutes into class being started, me and my friend had planned to meet in the bathroom. So I took his phone and we went into the bathroom, and I was like, I need you to look at this because I don't think I physically can look through this. And that way, if he asks me, did you look through this? I can say, no, I didn't, because I didn't. You did. We go through the phone and their text messages were like consistent. They would talk all day. But the part that made me like the most upset was she would text him at night and be like, oh, is she there? Oh, like, can I call now? Oh, when is she leaving? And he would be like, oh yeah, she's leaving in like 30 minutes. You can call then. So I confronted him on it because there was no way I wasn't going to say anything. And he was like, okay, babe, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll stop talking to her. And I thought it was going to end there, but that was just the beginning. Senior year ends, and like, we were just so crazy. We were like teenagers in love. He like asked me to marry him. I was like, yes, like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you. Like, I love you so much. Boy, was I wrong. At this point, we had been dating for like 6 months, and it was December, and he was taking me to Olive Garden. I'll never forget. And we pulled into the Olive Garden parking lot, and I dropped my phone. Like, I was showing him something in the passenger seat, and I dropped it, and it slid underneath the driver's seat. So I was like, oh, like, let me grab it. And he was like, no, like, don't grab your phone. I'll grab your phone, which I thought was weird. I'm like, no, I can grab my own phone. I'm reaching underneath his seat to grab my phone, and I feel this little package. It's like a little square, like, envelope-y type of package, and I pull it out, and it's a condom. And this confused me because like I was on birth control, so we definitely like were not using condoms. So why the fuck do you have a condom in your car? At this point, I see red, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he starts like stuttering for an answer, and I'm like, why do you have a condom underneath your seat? And he's like, oh babe, like those were from before, like when we used to use them. And I'm like, so he was a car guy. Like, this guy would, like, make sure his car was in pristine condition. I'm like, oh, so you just missed a single condom underneath your seat? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no. Like, remember, we used to keep them in a paper bag, like, in the part of the door where you, like, throw, like, just, like, the little, like, part in the door. Do you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, okay, so you're telling me that this condom grew legs and jumped out of the bag that it used to be in 6 months ago, and it crawled underneath your seat? And he deadass goes, yes, it must have grown legs. And I was like, you are one stupid mother. He convinced me that like it was just an old condom, and I was just crazy. That was the whole narrative the entire time we're together. I was just crazy. We get over that, we move on, and we end up having like some other issues, which that is a story for a whole ass other time. We break up, and then we decide, let's get back together. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking that was the issue. We get back together. We're like, let's work this out. Like, I love you. I want to be with you. And one day he comes over like to my house, and then I take him home and I drop him off because of course he didn't have a car. And then I get back to my house and I see his phone. He left his phone on the charger in my room. And I was like, oh, like, let me go take his phone back to him. So I get in the car and I start driving his phone like back to him. I'm like on the freeway. And once I get off the freeway, the phone is like staring at me. It's like calling my name. It's like, Jordan, you know something's going on in your heart, in your gut. Look through me. So before I get to his house, I pull over and I'm like, okay, let me look through his messages just in case, because I just had inklings that he was talking to other girls. Like, he was not acting the same. He wasn't treating me the same. And I opened up his text messages and I looked through, and his texts were like cleaned out. There was like just me and like his friend and like his mom or something like that. So that was weird. So I said, okay, let me check Snapchat. So I open up Snapchat and I'm wholeheartedly expecting to see Anna's name in there. But no, I see the name of another girl that I've literally never ever heard of in my whole life. It said like, we'll call her Jenny. It had said that like he had an unopened message from her. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at these. Like, I don't give a I want to know who this Jenny girl is. I need to stop putting on my mascara because I can feel my heart starting to pound because I'm getting so mad all over again. I open up those messages to see the most explicit text about how he couldn't wait. What did he say? I can't wait to be inside you again. She was like, I miss the way you feel. That. I thought I was gonna throw the up. I was literally like, my heart was like in my stomach. Like, I don't know if you've ever been cheated on. I feel like you know the feeling I'm talking about. I'm getting mad just even thinking about it. I was so mad. Oh, like a switch flips in my brain and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I drive to his house and I knock on the door and I'm like, hey babe, you forgot your phone at my house. And I'm like, oh, let's go talk. So we sit in the car and before I hand him his phone, I'm like, can I ask you something? Sweet, darling boyfriend of mine. And he's like, yeah, babe, what is it? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like you're acting different. I feel like maybe you are not like into me the same. Like, maybe I don't do it for you anymore. Like, honestly, that conversation was so embarrassing. I feel like there's someone else. And he's like, babe, no. And I was like, I'll give you this one chance to like come clean to me if there is anybody else. But you only get this one chance. And he's like, babe, no. Like, no, I'm not cheating on you. Like, of course, why would you think that? And I said, oh, because pulled up his phone, unlocked it. It was pulled up on their messages. I said, oh, because of this. Oh, I can't wait to be inside you again. That kind of makes me feel like you're talking to other I flip my babe, no, babe, what? Babe, he says, I don't remember that. That was not me. I did not send that text. I'm like, you didn't type out, my girlfriend leaves in 10 minutes, come over. Like, you didn't type that. He's like, I must have blacked out. I don't remember that. I make him read me these messages. I'm like, can you tell me what this says right here? What did you say? Oh, okay. Who typed that? Who sent that? And he's like, babe, no, like, I swear, babe. And then he starts crying. He's like, I'm just going through a lot right now. Like, babe, I swear I'm not cheating on you. But yeah, so that's the story of just one of the times I found out I was getting cheated on. I don't know why my boyfriends can't stop texting their ex-girlfriends when we're together. But yeah, that's my life.
Maybe stop dating. Because he was obviously an idiot. Because he did it multiple times. But also, you could say she was an idiot too, because she stayed with him throughout it. But I understand, like, the heart wants what it wants when you're in high school. You're so lovey-dovey. Cut it. He definitely knows exactly what he's doing. He didn't like you that much. He liked you because you were something, like, stable. But he also continued to talk to exes, continued to talk to anybody who would talk to him, and send explicit messages like that. Girl, you could do better if you move on. Stop staying with these bums, because obviously he is one. And why does he forget his phone so much? Does he not care, or does he want to get caught? What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below.